Hey, this is Larry Osborne here again. I want to take a few moments to talk to you about what I call the 80% myth. When it comes to delegating, you've maybe heard this idea that if anybody can do 80% as good as you can do with something, you need to delegate that off. But here's the problem with that simplistic little cliche. If you really were to do that, your ministry would be 80% of efficiency at any given time. There is some truth to it, as with all generalizations, that's why they exist. So there are a lot of things, if someone can do it 80% as well as you can, you should pass that off. But there are a couple of areas where you should never do that. One of those is any area of ministry where you are world-class or exceptional. Because the truth of the matter is, you will be robbing your organization if you step out of those areas. Plus, my bet is the way gifting works, that it is probably what is life-giving to you. So what I've found over the years is that any area that I am particularly good at and any area that I find life-giving, I should not delegate. Maybe I give a little bit of away, but if I give it all away, ministry will become dull and life will become just more or less a drain. Never give that away. A good example of that might have been Steve Jobs when you think about Apple. I mean, he had Ives and all kinds of other design experts, but it was also an area in which he was world class. And he continued to step into that no matter how big Apple got. And it was not only helpful to Apple and its products, but it was helpful to Steve Jobs as well. Never, ever give away those things that are life-giving, or you will end up without a life and just a job. Now, the second area that you never want to give away would be anything that has significant, and by that I mean bold, underlined, significant impact for good or bad. If the risk is off the charts, you can't just hand that off because your name is going to be all over it when things go sideways. You need to stay involved in those areas. And if the opportunity is a game changer on the positive side, then that is not something that you want to only do, as it were, at 80%. Delegating, it's an incredibly important thing as your ministry and your leadership grows. But be careful of the 80% myth. Hold on to that which is life-giving. And make sure you hold on to those things that have an incredible downside if they go wrong, or an incredible upside if they go well. And you'll be glad you did.